Embarking on his 46th International Apostolic Journey, Pope Francis landed at Luxembourg International Airport amid a very warm welcome. At the airport, after being solemnly welcomed with a guard of honor, the pontiff was received by Grand Duke Henri, Grand Duchess Maria Theresa, Cardinal Hollerich, the bishops, and other government dignitaries. The Pope also greeted the young people gathered there to welcome him. In the grand welcome ceremony held near the airport, the Pope had a brief meeting with the Grand Duke, the Grand Duchess, as well as the Prime Minister of Luxembourg Luc Frieden. From there, the Pope traveled to the Grand Ducal Palace in Luxembourg, where he had a courtesy meeting with Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Theresa. A cordial moment followed after the exchange of gifts. The Duke and the Duchess had a delightful photograph taken along with Pope Francis. The Pope was also greeted by the Prime Minister of Luxembourg Luc Frieden. The Holy Father thanked the Grand Ducal family and the Prime Minister for their hospitality. From the ducal place, the Pope traveled to Cercle Cité for a meeting with authorities, civil society, and diplomatic corps of the country. As he passed by, he was cheered by the people of Luxembourg, swarming on both sides of the road and waving flags. In his meeting with the authorities, civil society, and diplomatic corps of Luxembourg at Cercle Cité, Pope Francis urged to focus on global harmony and world peace. Highlighting the peaceful history of Luxembourg, the Pope stated that war is always a defeat and is a serious syndrome. He praised the country's welcoming attitude towards migrants and emphasized that the gospel is vital for personal and social development. Then he went on to discuss the population issues faced by the country, and urged them to have more children for a brighter future. As he was retreating for a brief rest, Pope Francis was surrounded by a group of children. The Holy Father had some delightful moments with the kids, handshaking, caressing, and blessing them. Later, the Pope arrived at the Notre-Dame Cathedral for a visit. At the cathedral, he greeted the specially abled ones with compassion and love. Cardinal Hollerich welcomed the Holy Father to the Cathedral of Notre-Dame. It was followed by a session of testimonies from the faithful of Luxembourg. The session was animated with a youthful performance featuring key moments from the life of Saint Francis of Assisi. Another performance on Laudato Si garnered praise from Pope Francis. Pope expressed his appreciation for Luxembourg's efforts in supporting migrants and refugees. In his address, the Holy Father recalled the legacy of Pope Benedict XVI and reminded the faithful about the power of forgiveness. "Please don't lose the capacity to forgive," he said. Before concluding the first day of his visit to Luxembourg, the Holy Father also paid tribute to Saint Willibrord, the patron saint of Luxembourg, and presented a golden rose to Mother Mary. Thus, a day in Luxembourg marked with blessings and happiness of papal visit came to an end.